Hey everyone, welcome back to more Necromunda Underhive Wars. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So we are still trying to get some additional points spent on all of our different characters. So we have the max stat upgrade points that we have a limited amount. You get a certain amount as you level up. So they're the ones that help you go past what your kind of natural starting ability is. So like here, natural maximum for her would be 12. With these points we can push it higher, but the overall maximum is 25. So that's the maximum stat you can possibly have, even with chips and other upgrades and stuff. It still maxes out at 25. So that's what we're kind of doing. We are still working on Little Sue here a bit. She's down to having 15 of them. Jackie has more, but I'm currently running this group because these are the people that still have points to spend. Jackie's got points to spend, but Big Sue, Air, Morag, and Corey are out. So they're kind of my longer range people, and if I'm going to take Jackie as a leader, I'm missing out on having a heavy with this group, and that limits my range pretty drastically. So we're just going to keep sticking with this for a while. If one of these maxes out, I'm not sure what the lowest I have is. Then we might go ahead and put Jackie in, and we can kind of play around with other stuff. But I can't have Jackie and Little Sue in the same gang because they're both leaders, so we can't field them both at the same time, essentially. Well, you're all down to 4, Gwen. Wow. Gwen is older character. Aoife down to 3. She's an older character. Has been around for a while. Kira, I think, has a bit more. Yeah, 17. I haven't used her quite as much. She's sort of a mixed bag as far as ranged and close combat. Mostly I use her for the saw blade launcher and just doing bleed damage over time effects. Alright, so we actually have a couple people that might drop off. So we could potentially put a ranged person in, like my heavy, if one of these maxes out, and then we could maybe put Jackie in to get some points on her, because she's got a lot of points to spend. I think she's at 28, something like that. Yeah, 28. All right, we're going to go ahead and head on out and see what we have. We did just have our our base get raided. Our race get baited. Our base got raided, so we're actually fine for, actually it looks like 4 shifts, so we don't have to worry about us getting attacked for a little while. I did have one item get stolen. I think it was the Van Sars who took it. So I could actually, well, they don't have quite as much. So I could attack one of the other gangs. The one that has the most is actually the Wild Panthers at 210. But I don't know where their base is. I could hit, like, the Goliaths if I wanted to go raid their base. But I think we'll just do a regular mission. There's 90 up for grabs here. I could probably get more than that from a base attack. Maybe. Secure area is just fighting to kill off anybody that's in the area. This is actually grabbing stuff. It's gas fungus. Sure, let's do that. Hopefully it'll split up the gangs. There could be another raid on a base, though, depending on what's going on here. Yep. So the Eschers are actually attacking the Goliath base. And it looks like the Eschers got away with 80. The Goliaths got banged up a little bit. And we're fighting the Van Sar. Alright, so it's just a one-on-one fight. Thought we might get a free run at it and they would do the other mission, but they're actually going to contest this. You don't get to see what the other gangs are doing, just like I did. You pick blind and then you have no idea what the other gangs are going to do. Although the AI, I mean, because the AI is making the decisions, the AI might take that into account, but I have had times when I've had a free run at stuff. So I think it's just luck and chance. I don't think it's actually specifically choosing to make things harder for you by making sure you always have to fight. It does seem like the AI-controlled gangs do get free runs more often, but that's... You're looking at, 3 other gangs, and if one occasionally gets a free run, it kind of feels like it. So the chances are still pretty low for them. The Arboretum, an interesting map. Lots of stuff growing. Young gas fungus, not worth as much. The mature is more... everything looks like it's on the ground. Salvage caskets up high. Loot caskets I usually don't bother with. I did sell some stuff after the last mission, so I do have some extra cash, but I just don't have anything to spend it on. Alright, we are actually faster this time by 1 whole initiative point. I have put some extra points into initiative, so I'm making my guys a little faster. It also helps for avoiding getting shot a little bit. Well, it helps potentially get you a grazed hit rather than a full-on hit. That's what it does. I think I might want to deploy up top. We could go for the salvage casket. We could try to shut down access to the extraction points and just rain down death from above. I think that's kind of what I want to do. We could repair the zipline that's right here too. Okay, he's actually going up top as well. The Vansar. Alright. Now the problem here is I don't know which one of these is Gwyn and which is Chris. I think Gwyn is now faster, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to put you in the middle and we'll find out. Nope, that's Chris. So Chris is actually faster now. So we'll put, I guess, Kira up front. I'm just going to put everybody in the same position. There's not much point in spreading people out. It's actually a little bit risky to do that. Not too bad on this. With only one other gang, it's not too likely that things are going to go horribly wrong for us. But if you have an isolated person, because there is so many options for movement between your actual movement points and then action points to use the zip lines and the elevators and stuff and jumping, that you can cover a huge amount of ground. So if you're out isolated, you could get jumped by a bunch of the other gangs. Okay, so we want the salvage casket. You're going to deploy right over there. I could just move over and lock down your base slightly. Well, I can get like an overwatch off. Yeah, let's do that. Little Sue, actually going to go first. So first things first, I do want my aura safeguard up. So anybody in the aura, it costs double to attack them. I'm going to, I guess we'll do tune-up. That'll increase my crit chance, which with a heavy bolter, which is a very crit-focused weapon, is very good. Now I don't have enough to overwatch, but if I entrench, exchange some movement for action points, we can get an overwatch off. That was a very odd splooshy noise from that direction. Alright, I don't have a ton of movement. Let's see if I can find somewhere where there's some cover. I guess they did split up a little bit. There is that one... Zarin is kind of there, isolated. So actually, Zarin is the one that I'm going to have a shot at. But just overwatch right there. That should be a clear shot if Zarin takes an action. And I can still take a knee. I don't think Zarin is going. Next, we've got Lisa. Lisa. It's like how someone from Boston would say Lisa. Just overwatching from their deployment zone with a short-range weapon. Okay, sure. I mean, if that's what you want to do. I typically am not going to go after any resources until I can wreck the other gang a bit, so that's kind of the order of the day, is wreck the other gang. What do we want to do? Sure, I guess we'll go with Kira next. Yeah, I was hoping we'd go second there. So, actually, I think the Vansars are a bit slow. It might be better to not push too far up and stay inside the zone. But if I have good cover, I think that's okay. If there's good cover. I mean, there's pipes here. That's something. I could set up an ambush, but I might just overwatch instead. Take a knee. Yeah, let's do that. Anything else I can do? I mean, I could barricade up if I wanted to, but that's not really that helpful. Yeah, health dispensers and barricades. That's what we got. We'll take a knee. Give me some additional defense because of the bulwark. Which is, I think, a passive skill we've got. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Sevius, see if you push my direction. Nope, you're going to head out on the catwalk. And go down. Alright. I do want to kind of cover the extraction zone, too. Especially now that they're moving in that direction. Okay. Picking up stuff. I don't want them to just run out and get away. So I could drop down and just park on the extraction zone. Might be a good idea. And I've got a zip line that I can get back up from there too, so that's not too bad. How about... let's do that with Gwyn, at least for now. And Zerend, their brawler, is active. Readiness helps you in close combat a little bit. It's a defensive ability. Took the blade. She moves up a bit more. I'm going to shoot her with my heavy. There we go. Did get a crit. Not a ton of damage, but did knock her to about half health. So healing supplements will increase the healing you get from healing, but doesn't actually heal you. That's all she did. Alright. How far away are you? I could go after her with Gwyn. She's close enough that I could probably get out and do like a death from above. She is isolated. Maybe we do that. Head across that the rickety little bridge here. Let's see. There's kind of a tree branch in the way. Can I get this on her? Get the move here. So I could spend the action points to do this, or I could just go down and then have the action points to hit her when I'm there. I think I'm going to do more damage if I just hit her from there. So I'm just going to go down. And let's see if it'll actually let me hit. Yeah, alright, we're good. Pretty high chance that she'll get grazes if I go for 2 hits. But I'm going to do that. She's already at half health. If I can land 1 good hit, maybe I can take her out. Yep, got a crit on the second hit there. That's what did it. First hit, kind of glanced off armor, didn't do much. Alright, what do you got? Take a look. Level 5 Massive Axe. I think it's the same thing I've got, yeah. I'm actually going to take that. I've got room in my inventory, and I don't want you to have it. So let's just grab a little bit of cover here and hide for the time being. Okay, we'll go Chris next. We've got another brawler active coming up next. I might want to reinforce down here just to try to push them down below. I don't have any overwatches left or anything here, so I could ambush. I just want to protect her, so what I might do is kind of hang back and overwatch from here, if that's far enough. Yeah, that'll work. So just to try to keep her a little safer, we'll try to take a pot shot at anybody moving this direction. I can kneel, it's just expensive because I have a bad knee. I can field repair your gun, which seems kind of pointless. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. I mean, I can, so I guess I will. Because I don't really have anything else to do. And I will take a knee just because it gives me a bit more protection, even though it costs a lot. Just creeping in on the enemy. Bastius. It's like dual plasma pistols, which seems like the AI likes that setup a lot. See a lot of enemies with dual plasma pistols. It can work well if you're really crit focused, but otherwise it's not so good. Also doesn't work if you're carrying stuff. So that's their leader there, actually, that brawler. So he's a brawler that doesn't have a close combat weapon. He's running dual plasma pistols. He might have a backup he could switch to, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. So they're bunched up way back there. Alright, we'll go with Aoife. Bastans. We're watching, I don't know what kind of weapon he's got, I can't tell. The weapons look different for every gang, but you can usually kind of make out what they are. Alright, they've got some Overwatch people in their base, so I'm not like pushing that, but I could try to buff some people maybe, if nothing else. The area is not big enough for me to hit both of you. So we could, not hallucinogen, chemsynth, that's what we want. So it's extra movement each round, that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's no way I can hit both of you, I don't think. Just a tiny bit too spread out. So I've got to get it on that side of the obstacle, so apparently the obstacles block a gas. Alright, we'll help Kira out. Could get preparation up. I'm going to help Chris out. Actually, I probably could have gotten both of us there. That was sort of dumb on my part. Now I can do nothing but take a knee somewhere, so... Fine, we'll just kind of hang out here, I guess. Use the pipe as cover. If I have a target, we could wait with Little Sue and shoot somebody who moves in. I wouldn't mind getting somebody down on the extraction, though, which I think we'd do with Gwyn. Let's maybe do that first. I actually get to go first. I'm kind of shocked. It's been a long time since I've been able to do much in the way of anything first. So we just want to head down, make sure we get an ambush. Preferably some cover, but the cover does mess with your ability to charge out to ambush people. So I could just stand out in the open like a maniac. We could actually use this, kinda. Yeah, let's do that. Set up an ambush. Use the pipe as a little bit of cover. Did I get preparation up already? Just checking. No, I didn't. Okay. So yeah, let's do preparation. And take a knee. I could pop some roid stems too. I do have a decent amount. Let's see what you're gonna do. Apparently he's confused. Can you do it again? Alright, jumping across. I'm not sure where we're looking at in relation to the extraction. And he's hung up again. Okay, you're basically right back down where you started. I don't know what this guy's doing. The AI gets a little confused about where to go sometimes in pathfinding. Where did you end up? Well, I mean, he moved from there to there, I guess. He went over and then went up and down and then wandered around and kind of hung out in the area. I don't think I'm going to have a clear shot from around here. I've got one Overwatch here. We could push. I think we'll push with these three up top. And we'll try to use my heavy to sort of opportunistically pick off people down below. They're overwatched back there, so I don't want to get like super close. Probably the furthest range stuff I have would be to start tossing grenades at them with Aoife. I think I can actually toss a grenade further than I can shoot. Might be the same, but it feels like it's further. There's not a lot of cover up here, though. It's a little hard to see from here. There's a little. Definitely a little. Alright, tell you what, we'll go with Aoife. She's super fast at the moment. I probably shouldn't actually go with her first, but that's what we're doing. So you two are pretty far back there. Okay, that's a needle rifle, so that's going to be doing toxin damage to me. Let me just double check. Yep, 40 damage a turn at the start of every turn. I don't have anything that will get rid of damage over time stuff on me, I don't think. I probably should carry that. There's an item called Coagulant that'll get rid of damage over time stuff. And if I had Air or Corey, I could also use one of their abilities to get rid of it. Are they close enough that I could hallucinogen them? Still a ways away. Just see if I can get this off. They're further away than I thought. Could also be the pipe there. Okay, there we go. So hallucinogen gets rid of some skill buffs and makes it harder for them to get skill buffs for the rest of the match. So basically they're just tripping their balls off and can't really do much else in the meantime. Do you have a crack grenade? But we'll do a little bit of damage to both of you. Then I'll just back off. Could shoot or overwatch. I'll probably just back up here, see if I can get some cover. Not any good cover, that's for sure. This is probably the best right here. If it'll let me stay here. Let's overwatch with my las pistol. So we can switch it. Don't have enough to overwatch with both. And I can't kneel, but we've got okay cover, potentially. We'll bring up Chris here in a second. Okay, there's Lysaire. Are you actually going to push? She must have been just out of Overwatch range. So she is taken off. Heading down. I have to take a look and see if I can spot anybody from above with my heavy, and we'll try to just knock them out. Just took some Calma. Yeah, let's go with Kira. Not fast enough. Alright, Bastans is going to go first. What you going to do, Bastans? With your needle rifle. The needle rifle toxin effects don't stack like bleed does, so you can only get the one stack. So once you hit somebody with it once, it's kind of no point hitting them again. Gonna head down too. Alright. Well, we have taken the upper level. They've kind of given up on it. They're just going for the resources. Now we just have to stop them from getting out with the resources. You know, you've given your buddy some booze. He's now all hopped up on Wild Snake. Alright, I don't really want to head Do I want to head down there? I mean, I can. This guy's slightly isolated, so we could try to go after Sevius. It's pretty aggressive. We could take the elevator down or just jump down. It's probably less action points to just jump down the elevator shaft. I probably shouldn't be going down after it. I mean, my instincts are telling me stay up high, engage them from range, but I don't have that many long-range people. Oh, you've got a nice rock for cover, don't you? Now, I'm liable to do more damage in close combat, so I'm going to see if I can actually engage him. Okay, apparently he had an ambush up, which I didn't realize, didn't notice. Stunned me in one hit. It didn't look like an ambush, though, but it could just be because I came around the rock at the last second. Let's go for a basic hit. Okay, I'm in a little bit of trouble. Can't really do much because I am engaged in close combat. Used all my actions. So Kira's in a little bit of trouble. We're going to send Chris down there as well. Thankfully I can stand up without a problem. I don't know if it cost me more to jump down because of that bad knee or hip or whatever I have. Take a look and see. It's only 5. Gonna go double team this guy. Come around the rock the other way. Oh, I can't make it. Oh, I can make it! Except it's probably not going to count me as being in close combat here, is it? It's not lighting up. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't want you to attack. You're going to see the circle isn't lit up. It just sometimes does not want to let you do it. Alright, well, I'll stay on the other side of the rock then, and I'll just shoot him a bunch. So that's a 56%, which is not so good. 78. Might be too close. Am I too close? 78, as good as it's going to get? I guess so. Alright. The back hit his armor, no real damage there. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. I could Warcry to stabilize him, so that's going to increase the cost of his offensive actions. That's not bad. It does cost a lot, though, to do it. I don't think have I leveled that up all the way? It seems really high. He might have something on him that's increasing the cost. That seems really high. But I guess it does affect everybody in range, so that could be why. Let's just go for damage. Ooh, got a crit. That was a ton of damage. Oh, totally missed that one. Well, I've got a free reload. I will take it. I don't have much I could do here. I am sort of standing out in the open, and there are a bunch of enemies not too far away. 3 of them who could potentially get over here. And we didn't drop this guy. We heard him, but didn't drop him. I don't have any movement. There's nothing I can do. I'll just have to have Aoife go down and maybe finish him off. So Sevius is going to disengage. Let's see what he does. Head over to his buddies. Try to get away somewhere. It'd be funny if he runs into Gwen and Gwen just smacks him down. No, he's ambushing up in a really weird spot. He can only ambush because he just has the close combat weapon out. And that's it. Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure I don't have shots at anybody up here. But he's kind of back this way. Well, I might have a shot at Sevius if I got close enough. You're down below. You two are below that platform, it looks like. The extraction is sort of right down below me, so I could just set up an overwatch here, but it'd be nice to actually shoot somebody. I guess I could go back where I was before, try to shoot at Sevius, maybe? I don't know if he's in range from here. Close. I could move up, we could just jump across, and that probably would be close enough. Let's see. Come on, he's got to be in range. Just a little bit out. Unfortunately, if I move over to get further in, the walkway I'm on is going to block it. I'll have to move up to this further block, or this further walkway. Can I see anybody from here? No, just Sevius. Alright, let's just nuke Sevius off the face of the earth then. One shot probably do it. Yep, got a crit. I can't overwatch, so I'll just get my gun unjammed, reloaded, all that good stuff. And I'll just reposition and take a knee here. Although I'm close to the zip line, it might not let me stay here. No, it's fine. Alright. 2 of them down, not a problem. So I could go with Little Sue right away. We could try to drop an Overwatch. But I do have... Kira's still in, like, close combat stance. Kira and Chris down here. They're in the most danger. Let me go with Chris first. I'm not used to going first. It's been such a long time. Alright, Bastius is closest, but the others are really close. Actually, I can probably hit you through this gap if I have the range. And I do. 70% is probably as good as it's going to get. Sure. The armor there. Looks like I shot him in the back of the head. Doing some okay damage. He's got a pretty high graze chance, which means it'll basically just hit the armor, or he'll duck out of most of it. Let's get some more action points. It's 13. It's 13 to Overwatch, so I could shoot and still Overwatch if I wanted to do that. Yeah, he's evading everything now. That's unfortunate. Just getting unlucky. Alright, I'm going to Overwatch in case somebody moves in on this position. I have a little tiny bit of cover from the barrels. It's not much. But it might keep them back a little bit from the 2 of us. We'll see. Or they'll just run towards me. She's just grabbing more stuff. That means you have no weapons. Okay, she's chem-synthing. That's going to give them more movement. They could make a run for it now if they wanted to try to get out, but I do have Gwyn set. Where are you going? I'm going to check on the downed guy. Nope. Thought they might like check his body for anything useful and pick it up. Instead, she just went up top and stayed there. Which means I have a shot at you with Little Sue if I want to do that. Yeah, she's right there. I can already see her. Um, Bastius is dangerous. Let's go with Kira. Yeah, so Bastius is next, and that's the guy right there. So I could throw a bunch of saw blades at him and try to get some bleed stacks on him. I could try to engage him in close combat, but he is a brawler. He won't hit me back until his turn, but if I don't take him out, he's going to do some damage to me, probably. Well, except he's only got a plasma pistol out. He'd have to swap, but it only takes, I don't know, 10 action points or so to swap your stuff out. 5 or 10. So it might mean one less hit. I don't know if I can drop him with like probably 4 close combat attacks at the most. I mean, he is hurt. If it'll let me attack him, yeah, it will. Okay. He's got a high graze chance, so I could machine strike him first. So that gets rid of some initiative. Causes him not to heal much either. So sort of slows him down a little bit. Is that worth it? Because I can do 2 regular hits instead. Let's just go for regular hits. Hit the armor, so nothing really. Why can I not attack him? Why is it saying no valid targets? Okay. Now I'm in close combat, but it's basically saying I don't have a valid target to attack. So yeah, close combat is bugged, for sure. So the only thing that I can do is actually to disengage if I want to continue doing anything. So even though I'm engaged and in close combat, it's basically saying I can't attack anyone because there are no valid close combat targets. Which is very bizarre. If he had a skill that was increasing the point value cost to me, then the skill just wouldn't show up here as an option. So it's not that. So I kind of have to disengage. So unfortunately, I guess I'm just going to have to shoot you. And I do say unfortunately, because even though that is going to do bleed stacks, even if the bleed stacks take somebody out, I don't get any extra XP for that. We've only used 1 shot. We'll just move somewhere and kneel. I was thinking about reloading, but we'll take a knee behind the rock. Facing doesn't matter either. Would be nice if you could, finesse it. I'm just doing it because it looks right to me to face your enemy. So yeah, I'll take a knee there. Alright, we did a little bit of damage to him. He does have some bleed going on, so he's going to take a little bit. Probably only 18 or 24 damage, though. Iron Will, that'll give him some health back and give him some hit resistance. And he's Overwatching. Well, I've already taken my actions there, so we're not going to push him yet. But I need to keep that in mind for next time. I wonder if I can see him from up here. I could probably get a view of him, but he's got that hit resistance right now. I could probably overcome it if I can shoot him enough. Yeah, we're still set in an ambush here, which is what I'm just going to continue doing. Alright, let's take a little Sue. We'll move around and see if I can hit Leaser up there. Bastans has the needle rifle. You're coming around the other way. Arc Discharge is going to knock out my implants, the effectiveness of my implants. Tagged Chris, so some toxin damage will tick over there. It's 40 a turn, it's kind of manageable. And hanging out next to the leader, alright. think I'm only going to have a shot, really, at Leaser. Which still sounds wrong to say. You are at 196, so we could increase crit chance, or I could absolutely light you up with 3 shots, which is probably overkill. Actually, I've got a 71% chance at you as well, so we could throw... Because this has 3 shots, we'll throw 2 rounds at you, and I'll throw 1 at Bastius. Oh, I didn't take out Leaser. Leaser is at... what, like 10 health left? I can get 20 more action points, but that's not enough for me to shoot. I can just unjam my gun and that's it. Thought for sure that would be enough to take out Leaser, but Leaser's got just that 10 health left. Very upsetting. Thought for sure we'd have another one down. I'm surprised I could actually see Bastius that well. I guess he's on that platform. I thought he was under the platform, kind of looking down at it. Alright, we'll just kind of move back and take Indy again. Alright, we'll send Aoife down as well. Can't do much about... Well, I could probably get in position to toss a grenade up at Leaser. If I really want to take Leaser out, I probably can. Even from down here. But I was thinking about tossing grenades at those two because they're bunched up. But I'm not going to do that much damage. So, just out of curiosity. Yeah, that should take out Leaser. There you go. These two. You could hallucinogen. Yeah, let's do that. It only affects skill like skill-based bonuses and stuff though, so it's not like everything. Ooh, just got crit in the back, just trying to move around to some cover. That is unfortunate. Surprised you had the range to do that. I might take my Stinger mold here. So I think I'm toxined as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I just got crit in the back. That's kind of a good time to take a healing item. Alright, and I can kind of move out into some cover and just kind of hang out. There's nothing else I can do. And Gwen, I'm just going to stay here. Just stay in an ambush. There's nothing else for me to do. I've got preparation active. I mean, I could take the Roid Stim. I do have quite a few of these. It just helps me do damage and stun, essentially. Yeah, hold off. I don't think I need it at this point. So just end the turn. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Aoife. So there's the Toxin and the Stinger Mold fighting each other. So I just want to move up. We'll toss some grenades to hit both of you. Just to do some general damage. I think that's the only 2 left, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we'll just soften up both of them. think. Yeah, I can Overwatch, but I'm gonna move back and then Overwatch. We'll take behind the rock, I guess. I'm sort of standing up though, and I am hurt, so maybe I should actually get behind something like here. So it'll only shoot if they kind of push my position. Yeah, we'll do that. And again, we want the right. So if they stay there, they can't see me at all. They've got to actually push the position to do anything. There's some bleed going. Heading up. And coming back down. Intimidation. It's probably increasing the costs of actions, I think. A little cheeky Overwatch from their leader. I'm not going to have a view from up here. Well, I might if I head out right. It's possible. So Bastan's used his Iron Will, which means he's going to be hard to hurt at the moment. Chris is pinned. We could just change over to some Overwatches here or something, if nothing else. Once he takes an action, it's kind of easier to go after him. Let's go ahead and see if I can get a view with Little Sue. Alright, he's going to go first, so we'll see what happens. He's not carrying anything. He could stow his stuff. He's sending the Servo Skull out to attack. Decent hit on Chris. And he kind of looks like he's running away. Backed off. He didn't Overwatch, though. Okay. So Bastan's is very obscured by the platform down there. But I might be able to get a view of Bastius? Maybe not. Just trying to see here. There we go. I mean, we can wreck Bastius from here for sure. Let's just go for... his graze chance is really high. I do fire 3 shots, so if one normal one gets through, I just shoot him 3 times to make sure we drop him. It's kind of overkill. He is a leader, so he's a bit more dangerous. Yeah, let's just nuke him. Yeah, I didn't even get a crit there, so I just barely took him out. A lot of that hit the armor, the blue numbers, basically it's hitting armor and sort of deflecting, doing minimal damage. And again, we will get my gun unjammed. Okay, only one of you left, and you're hurt. Do you want to kind of try to prioritize the fungus that's worth more? I could go down. There is an elevator here. I think I'll just back off towards the extraction. That's all I'm going to do for now. Just picking them off from up high. Okay, so last guy. Kira's slightly healthier. I could just light him up and do some bleed effects on him. But again, I should do more damage in close combat. Theoretically. I guess I could search real quick. If I don't take anything, it doesn't cost me anything. The grenades are good. I actually might want those grenades. Alright, we've got you. So, do we want a machine strike? Slow him down, no healing. Sure, we'll do that once. Good hit. Actually got a stun on him. Another good hit. And I can't finish him off. So I'll just reload my gun while he's unconscious. Yeah, it's too bad. I can't do anything else. Can't quite get the kill, so it's a little bit less experience for me. So, Chris. So toxin damage, we'll just finish him off. There we go. Alright, that's all of them. So I want to check on the map and see. So mature, mature. So I want the mature ones as a priority. So there's a mature there. There's actually 2 matures down below we could just grab. So I think it was this one. Okay, can't go through there apparently. Now here, it should really tell you what this is. But I'm not 100% sure that that is the mature, so I'm going to double check. That is the mature. Okay. The other one is kind of straight back that way. I think it's this one. Again, I'm going to double check. Actually, there should be 2 here. Oh no, that one's the one I'm carrying. That's confusing. I know it's always like that. That just throwing me off at the moment. Alright, how much inventory space do I have left? I can pick up one thing off a body. What's this? Why was this all lit up? I think it's because that's where one of them was. Alright, let's take the frag grenade. So that fills up all of my inventory space there, so let's just get you out of the way. So Chris is set. So we've got a looting round. I can only grab one thing with Kira. I'd like to maybe grab the salvage casket that's up top. So that'll leave Aoife to grab some more things here. So the salvage casket's way back there, actually. I don't know if I can get it with Kira. I can take the elevator up, but then it is quite a ways away. It might be easier to head to the elevator, take this elevator up, fix the zip line, and take that zip line up. So now I just have to reorient myself. I I think it's this elevator. I could be wrong. Before I press the button, let's see. Yeah, that's right. So using action points rather than movement here. Now we've got to fix this. Pretty sure that's the right one, yeah. Salvage casket. Alright, now, I do have a couple spots in my inventory space. Can I get to a body? Maybe that one. Move up and just jump down. Probably checked that one already, though. I can only pick up one thing. Yeah, I'll take the adrenaline shot, that's fine. It's not fantastic, but it's definitely useful. Just get out of the way. Okay, there's the toxin and my stinger mold fighting each other to do some healing. So from here, there's mature and young up there. That was young. That's mature inside a barricade. So there's mature in a couple barricades. And I can blow barricades pretty effectively. It's there and there. Let me move up a bit and see. Yeah, so that one and over there. Is there a way in already? Don't think so. I can kind of look around. Well, I can vault this. Let's do that. That's going to use less action points. I don't know if I can make it to the other one over there with the movement that I have. I might just have to grab a young one. Yeah, I can't make it. Alright, just grab whatever. Kind of want to prioritize the better ones if I can, but I can't make it, so what you gonna do? Chris is set. Let's have Gwen move in and see what she can grab. What's close to the extraction? Anything? Couple outright. I don't know if I can get in. Like that one we could actually vault in. I don't know if we can vault in here. Alright, no problem. The other one is there. Okay, it leaves one mature. I might be able to get to it with my heavy. I don't think there's any bodies near here. I can get to pretty short range that I can move. Yeah, call it good. Alright, Little Sue. So there should be 3 left. Yeah, all 3 are there. So young, mature, and young. Yeah, let me just move up, and I should be able to just jump down from there, I think. Head out straight here. I would think. Alright, we're right on top of this. Yeah, so they look a little different in this one, which is nice. You can kind of tell them apart. But when I hover over them like this, it really should tell me. Check the bodies here. I do have quite a bit of room. Another level 5 flamer. It would just go on the pile with the others. How about you? Healing supplements, plasma pistol. Again, it would just go on the pile with the others. Can I make it to any other bodies? So that's you two. Got another one down below. Could be worse, though. Might be the one that's got nothing, which would kind of suck. Nope, okay. It's the needle rifle guy. Oh, that's a level 6 needle rifle. It doesn't actually make a difference, though. I guess it might do 1 extra point of damage. They just don't do upfront damage. It doesn't affect the actual toxin damage that you do. I'm going to take that, though, just because I don't want you to have it. And I'll take your needle pistols as well. Because I like stealing stuff from my enemies. Should be called the magpies or something. I mean, we are jackals, so we loot the dead. That's what we do. For all their tasty, tasty innards. Alright. Not too bad. Didn't get all the items, but very close. I beat up the Vansar, who took something from me. I think it was the Vansar that got out with something. It could have been the Goliaths. I think it was the Vansar. Either way, they all deserve to pay. For daring to block us from our ascension. The hive is ours. I did use some healing items. I gotta remember to replace those before we're done. Kira and Chris, I think? I'll have to check. Alright, got a bunch of stuff. Nothing I'm gonna use. This valuable fighter, again, goes to Little Sue. I'm pretty sure it's just straight up damage output that does it. But she did take out a couple people, do some other damage. Nobody for Kira. 1 for Chris. 1 for Aoife. 1 for Gwen. Yeah, no change to the store. So let's take a look. We'll do our leveling and then items. So we have 14 more points. I can get intelligence, but it doesn't really matter too much. It will help me get more experience, but that's it. Otherwise, well, I do shoot with her quite a bit. It helps you ignore armor with ranged shots, and I do actually shoot a decent amount. But I kind of want to prioritize stuff that's going to help me in close combat. Let's go an extra point of toughness. That's just generally useful. Alertness might be good as well. Accuracy, I think we could go up to 12 there. That's going to increase my crit a little bit. Apparently that's all we could do. Skills, I believe everybody's maxed now. Alright, let's check your gear real quick. Word stim, adrenaline shot. Yeah, you've got stinger mold, so you're fine. Wait, definitely didn't get hurt, so we're just looking at leveling. Skills are good. Right, agility could be higher. I don't have a lot of points left. Toughness could be higher. She is only close combat. She doesn't really have any ability to do anything else at all. Alertness also helps get those grazes. Agility helps you evade, period. Toughness helps you give you that crit resistance. I think I'd like to max out toughness. Maybe. We could keep it at 24, leave me a couple points. We could get agility at 24 then as well. I think that's a pretty good spot to be in. Or we could put 2 into alertness. That's going to help me go faster as well. That might be better, actually. If I remember. Oh, check your gear. Yeah, I didn't use anything on you. That's fine. Little Sue. Skills are set. Right. We're pretty well set on most of the stuff. Intelligence is even maxed out. Alertness. Toughness. Willpower is a bit weak. Not terrible. Got a lot of points. Let's go with a bit of alertness, a bit of toughness, and we'll call that good for the moment. So just generally making her better and better. So a bit faster, a bit more likely to get grazes rather than full-on hits, and a bit of crit resistance. I didn't use any of your stuff. Yeah. So you're fine. Now, I could give her some points in close combat, because she's actually not bad as like a natural, so we could get her up to a 16 without even spending any points. So I could give her like a backup close combat weapon, but if we get engaged in close combat, we can just disengage, move back, and light somebody up with the heavy bolter, which is going to do way more damage. I might carry one as a backup, but it's not super important. Okay. You're all set on skills. Yes. What do we want? Can do strength and melee prowess, but that doesn't matter. Although she's not bad, naturally. Agility's in a good spot at maxed out. I don't think we're going to push intelligence anymore. Alertness? Alertness, toughness are kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, let's do a couple alertness. Only got one more point. Do I just do it all alertness? I'd like to get to 20 here, but I feel like this is potentially better. I mean, it's still just a 1 percentage point difference. So the hit resistance being a little higher, or crit being 1 or 2% higher, it's not that huge of a deal, honestly. That makes her pretty quick. So let's do a little toughness to mix in. Alright, you I'm pretty sure we used something on. Yeah, you need some kind of healing. Alright, what can we find? This is a giant mess of a category, unfortunately, so it's all mixed up. So first thing that catches my eye as we're going down Yeah, I could grab some coagulant on some people. So this gets rid of damage over time debuffs. So like the toxin, bleed, that kind of stuff. But it does take up slots in your inventory. But then again, I don't really need to pick up much stuff from enemies anymore. I'm just kind of doing it to steal from them. I'm not really doing it because I want the stuff or I want the money. I have some stinger mold. I have to have enough space that I can stow my 2 weapons if I want to carry stuff. But that's it. So we are running a bunch of things. Yeah, that's fine for now. Kira. Skill-wise, Iron Will is not maxed out. You need more willpower. So let's get more willpower. Then let's max out Iron Will. Got a little bit left. I can put points into intelligence without actually spending anything, which isn't bad. It gets me more XP, and for her, because I do shoot quite a bit, helps me ignore armor. I might just do that. Let's just push intelligence up for now. Kind of going evenly between melee and ranged here. We've got agility maxed out. After that, maybe alertness. Okay. I thought you used the healing item, but maybe not. Yeah, you've got Stinger Mold, unless I already gave it to you. Yeah, that's everybody. So Aoife, just want to double check. Got your healing item, the Stinger Mold. You've got your Stinger Mold. Adrenaline shots will bring people back from being down. Medikit kit is an instant heal rather than over time, like the Stinger Mold. You've got Stinger Mold. Got Stinger Mold, yeah. Yeah, we're good to go. Alright, so we didn't use up all of anybody's points. Oh, we did, actually. Aoife is maxed out. So I could give her some melee skill and strength still, which would mean I could carry some kind of backup close combat weapons, but she's already carrying a bunch of grenades and dual pistols. If I swapped from like the dual pistols into a flamer or something like that, and then had a close combat weapon, I mean, I could do that, but I feel like the pistols actually are better because they have longer range than the flamers and acid throwers and that kind of stuff. They don't have like a cone that'll hit multiple targets if they're bunched up. But if there's multiple targets that are bunched up, I'm just going to toss grenades at them anyway, because that has longer range and it generally does more damage anyway. The pistols have longer range and do more damage, so yeah, why would I not run 2 pistols? Yeah, so I'm kind of happy with that. I'm not going to change that around, I don't think. If I have nothing else to do, I will put points into that. Wynn's got 2 points left. Chris has a decent amount, I think. Yeah, 12. So Aoife is actually maxed out. So I could swap out Aoife for somebody else. How many left for Little Sue? She's down to 11. So I could swap out Aoife for my other heavy, Big Sue, and then swap out Little Sue for Jackie. Just so we have a bit more range, and then we've got Jackie to kind of get points for. Everybody else here is maxed out. There's potentially other stuff I could get for them, like close combat abilities and things for people who are mostly range focused. That's about it. Yeah, do I want to do that, or do I want to finish off Little Sue? I feel like I should work more on Jackie, because she's our original leader. I haven't used her in quite a while, because we ended up picking up Little Sue. She was underleveled. We wanted to get her to the point where she could actually do some good damage. She's at that point. She's quite dangerous. But now I feel like I'm sort of excluding Jackie. So maybe we swap you out. I could wait until all her points are gone, though. I could do that. But a leader could get downed, and we might have no choice and have to switch around at some point anyway. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and switch. So next time, we'll take out Jackie, and we'll take out Big Sue. So we'll have a bit more ranged options. We'll have Big Sue as the heavy. We'll have Jackie in. I haven't actually used Jackie in forever. So she is a Deadeye. She can shoot a bunch of times with the auto gun. It's a level 5. It does pretty good weapon damage. We've got a backup bolt pistol. We've got healing. We've got a backup close combat weapon just in case I want it, which I probably don't need. Stat-wise, agility's maxed. Ranged aptitude and accuracy are maxed, so that makes her do pretty good chance of crits. Likely to land hits. Toughness could be better. Intelligence could be better. Alertness could be better. All of that would help out. Skill-wise, we have the option to shoot more times, heal ourselves, field scan gets me some extra precision, and then I have awareness, which gives me some defensive stuff when I field scan. Fire at will, so I can give other people buffs to make shooting cost less. Heroic Rally gets rid of stuns, skill debuffs on my own guys, and gives them some resistances. So I actually have some more kind of leader stuff on her than I have on Little Sue. So we've got Fire at Will to help out other people. We've got Heroic Rally to help out other people. Composure. So if she's stunned, it's easier to come back from. Gets rid of debuffs. Lead Through Pain helps me out if I get hurt. Awareness gives me those defensive stuff. Repositioning. After shoot, I can ascend and jump for less cost. Take 2. So if I shoot, attacks evaded or deals graze, my next follow-up shots and ascensions cost less. So a lot of kind of utility stuff on her and things that are more sort of leader focused, so like the Heroic Rally and Order at Will, Fire at Will. I have Eternal Wounds. Right, she started with that. Increased cost of tactical skills. Left leg's hurt, so jump, vault, and death from above cost a little bit more, so just jump and vault. Yeah, not too bad. Slightly banged up, but overall in good shape. Yeah, I think we could make some good use out of Jackie here. And actually, all your skills are maxed, right? Yeah, they're all set. Okay, yeah, we'll come back next time, and I think we'll run to this group. So it's a bit more mixed. We've got close and we've got range. A little bit more range options than we had before. We'll see how that goes. All right, this has been more Necromunda Underhive Wars. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.